mysterious stories.
Places of high drama where lives are usually altered on a daily basis are courtrooms. It seems that some of these entries are about the raw emotions which are displayed in the courtroom, while others are about paranormal activity. Such massive amounts of emotional energy can have frightening consequences. Number 11. When a donation jar flies off the counter and falls down the ground, 3 courthouse employees seem to be talking with each other. It is picked up by one of them and they continue to have their conversation as if there was not anything that had taken place. It's just another day at New Mexico's notoriously spooked Otero County Courthouse. Another video shows a bowl falling off in 10-ray machine while no one is around.
Let's just say that I would say there's some unexplained activity that has taken place in this courthouse.
Employees claim that items are constantly falling to the ground. Doors close shut all the time, and one employee claims that an invisible force pulled her hair in the bathroom. Because almost everyone in this courthouse claims that they have had some sort of paranormal experience, either this building is full of liars, which I am completely doubtful, or there is something paranormal that is following over them at work. Because it appeared that a man committed suicide in this building sometime in the 1960s, I believe they must have told the truth. I suspect that these courthouse employees would jeopardize their jobs by fabricating these videos. It appears to be typical poltergeist activity. Number 10. Mega Chris 18 and his friends are aware of a gruesome old courthouse in Corpus Christi, Texas. They move stealthy manner in through a hole in the fence and begin discovering the building's perimeter for a way in. Despite the fact that they could get in the last time through a broken window, they are depressed to find it's been boarded up since then. Mega Chris 18 approaches and curiously knocks on the wood, eliciting an unexpected response.
Hello? Hey, when I say hello, the light turned off and it turned back on.
Using the light on their camera, the group suddenly devises a method of communication with the possible spirit.
Can you do that one more time? Can you do that one more time so all my friends can see that?
The ghost responds to a series of true or false questions using the camera light. They soon discover that they are conversing with the spirit of a young female who is trapped inside the courthouse. After a while, they notice its absence and no longer receive responses. I wished I could have seen Chris' hands to see if he was tampering with the light. Despite the fact that this video could be genuine, we'll never know. Number 9. It seemed that was the reaction of an 11-year-old student when he learned he would not be released to his parents before having his trial. He made up his mind to take a loaded weapon and 400 rounds to Vancouver's Frontier Middle School and was apprehended. He intended to exact vengeance on someone who had bullied him and then commit suicide. He was eventually sentenced to 2 years in juvenile detention, 2 years of probation, and 40 hours of community service. Please tell me if you believe this sentence is equitable or if you believe he should have a different punishment. Number 8. When the Stones River Paranormal Team is conducting an investigation into a haunted courthouse in Tennessee, something truly strange takes place. One of them is commenting on how cold her hands are when all of a sudden, unlocking and swinging shut one of the double doors leading the way to the bathroom. Despite the fact that the team attempts to remake the situation to see if it is simply a loose hinge or a faulty lock, this does not appear to be the case. The door stays open for the rest of the night and does not close again. Long before being remodeled, this room seemed to be used as a prison for captured Union soldiers during the Civil War. It stands to reason that paranormal activity would take place in this historic corner of the courthouse. Number 7. They shot this video at the Lincoln County Courthouse in Charlotte, North Carolina. After hours, deputies are following the security cameras when they notice a woman who is standing alone in an empty room. They run hurriedly into a nearby location to notice what she is up to and if she requires assistance. The woman not only is still present, but she is completely transparent, allowing them to walk right through her. When the local news station arrives to conduct an investigation, they encounter the same ghost yet one more time, this time in the cashier's office.
While shooting today, we saw it again in color in the middle of the screen, just over Barbara Jones' shoulder.
The ghostly woman seems to be scribbling something in a notepad both times. Despite the fact that it is speculated that she is merely a reflection, the news team discovered nothing capable of replicating the highly detailed shape of a woman. Should this be a spirit, no one knows why she's here or what supernatural secrets her notepad contains. Number 6. This courtroom video seems to be taken during the Conrad Murray trial. Despite the fact that you might not recall his name right away, he was Michael Jackson's doctor, and he had trouble after Michael Jackson died while under his care. This may appear to be ordinary courtroom footage at first glance. However, look closely in the bottom right corner to discover a weird glare on the computer screen.
Just do them in order and I'll mark them at the end.
Okay. You want a description of each one, Your Honor?
Please.
Top of the stairs.
It almost appears as if a human face is staring back at us. Although there appears to be no one nearby, a person's reflection can be seen briefly moving across the screen. It is believed that someone must be standing directly in front of the computer to produce such a vivid reflection, and I have a tendency to agree. Some people believe this is the ghost of Michael Jackson, but I'm not sure I'd go that far. Unless this is a ghostly apparition of some kind, but then who knows what it could be. Number 5. This surveillance video allows a strange moving blur to be visible that changes the form of large sections of the floor when it passes by. A short time later, it seems that someone is shoved from behind when they pass by. It's strange how they suddenly fall while walking across the same part of the floor that was blurry only moments before. Moreover, pay attention to how, for whatever reason, they look down at the floor right away. Could they be discovering something with their own eyes that the camera isn't picking up on? Number 4. An Alabama man named Henry Wells became the unlucky target of a mob in the late 1800s. It appeared that he rushed into a local courthouse and escaped in the attic while running away from the mob. Legend has it that he was observing the mob from the attic when the window was struck by lightning he was looking out of. His face is now permanently etched in the glass. If you arrive at the Pickens County Courthouse in Alabama and look up on the top floor, you'll notice a faint outline of a face staring back at you. Despite the fact that this could be due to an unusual weather occurrence rather than something paranormal, it is claimed that the window seems to have been returned to its place several times only for the face to reappearance later. Should this be true, I little doubt that Henry Wells' spirit still watches over the public from the courthouse to this day. Number 3. This suspect is being tried in a court of law in Detroit for the murder of another man. It seems that he quietly turns away from the judge quietly and says these words to the victim's family.
Take a look. This is 18-year-old Darnell Young and 33-year-old Charles Cox, both in jailhouse jumpsuits, listening to witness testimony during their preliminary hearing. Now, police say the two...
If you can understand what he is saying by watching the movement of his lips, please tell me what he's saying because I'd really appreciate it. The judge later chastises him, though what he said is never revealed. I can't think what the poor man's family members were thinking when this took place. Number 2. It appears that Joseph McEnroe was found guilty of murdering 6 people while in a delusional state of mind. They are currently debating whether to execute him or imprison him for life. From the start of his sentencing, it is clear that he is in a bad mental state.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, terrible.
Hearing Joseph's explanation seems to be both heartbreaking and terrifying.
Sorry, I did because I thought I had to. And yeah, I know that's not a very good excuse, but I'm not trying to excuse myself. I'm just trying to explain my actions.
Should Joseph truly have a legitimate mental disorder, I am not able to be aware of why he is confronting legal consequences rather than being sentenced to a psychiatric hospital. On the other hand, he could have been faking mental illness for his trial, despite the fact that his testimony appears to be genuine. Joseph is eventually sentenced to life in prison. I'm curious whether you agree with this decision or whether you would have reached a different conclusion. Number 1. Orlando Sentinel. A suspected felon becomes enraged when the prosecutor supposes that he is guilty. Firstly, he slams a keyboard into the monitor and goes on charging forward, knocking over a desk, despite the fact that 2 officers are holding him back. By the time he brings his outburst to an end, the courtroom is very untidy. In an ironic manner, he may have just proven his guilt far better than the prosecutor could. Who is aware of how far he would have gone if law enforcement had not intervened to stop him. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.